Hi, welcome to my next video on Azure fundamentals under the section deployment models. We are going to see 20 questions in less than 20 minutes time frame. Before we start, if you do not have a clear idea about what are the different types of deployment model, which includes software as service versus platform as a service versus infrastructure as service, I have created a learning Azure video and I provided the link in the description section. That is again another short video that will give you examples for SaaS or PaaS or IaaS with a brief explanation that will helpful to you to prepare yourself before answering any of these questions which you are going to find in this video. You can use that video as a kind of cheat sheet to prepare yourself, and I suggest you refer that video also. Well, the first question, you can see the diagram on the left bottom side. Here you are having applications to networking and there are regions numbered as 10, 11, 12. The question is, if 10, 11 and 12 are provided by a model, then it is called as, is it A as PaaS, B as SaaS, or C as IaaS? Which is the correct answer? The right answer for this question is option B. Let's see the reason. Server, storage, network, and virtualized environment forms IaaS. Over and above IaaS, we have operating system framework such as .NET, middleware, runtime environment, and databases, which forms the platform as a service layer. Over and above IaaS and PaaS, any packaged application with the data for ready consumption is considered as software as a service layer. With that, option B is the correct answer. Next question, we are going to use the same diagram, and if you have 11 and 12 provided by a model, then it is called as, that is these two things. Based upon my previous question narration in terms of the explanation, you can answer this question. Is it PaaS or SaaS or IaaS? The right answer for this question is option A, that is PaaS. As we have seen in the last question, server, storage, network, and virtualized environment forms IaaS. Over and above the IaaS, we have the operating system framework such as .NET, middleware, runtime environment, and the databases. And so this will form a PaaS layer using which you can quickly develop and deploy an application. Next question, virtual machine is an example of platform as a service, software as a service, infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is infrastructure as a service. Let's see the explanation. VM is a file or an image which behaves like an actual computer. Each VM will share the virtualizing resources such as CPU, memory, network, and disk that are installed on a physical machine. Put together is a kind of hardware or they a set of metal parts which are virtualized for a specific need. With that, IaaS is the right answer. Next question, SQL Server installed on a virtual machine is an example of platform as a service, option B, software as a service, option C, infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is infrastructure as a service. Let's see the reason. Remember the term server. In this case, SQL Server. which can host multiple DBs belonging to multiple tenants. Anything which reside inside a virtual machine is an integral part of VM, and so it is called as infrastructure as a service. That is, option C is the correct answer. To add more, if you install SQL Server on a virtual machine, either manually or by using out of the box image, it is still a virtual machine. And so option C is the right answer. Next question, Azure SQL database is an example of platform as a service, software as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is option A, that is platform as a service. Remember, earlier question it was SQL Server. Here it is SQL database. Okay, let's see the reason. Customer who purchase Azure SQL database, they don't need to maintain anything related to SQL platform because Microsoft manages it. They just use it by deploying their tables and data and consume it with their application. And so it is a platform as a service. Anything that you use it for developing your application, that's considered as platform as a service. And so this is the right answer. Next question, OneDrive is an example of platform as a service, software as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is option B, that is software as a service. Let's see the reason. OneDrive is a service. Customer can use it to store their document. It is centrally hosted service, and so no special software requirement at the customer side in their laptop or in desktop. They can just use the internet browser to get connected to OneDrive and use it for document storage purposes. And so it is an example of software as a service. With that, option B is the right answer. Next question, mail system is an example of software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is software as a service. The reason is all mail systems are like Gmail. Gmail is the most popular one. That's why I'm taking that as an example. If you use Gmail, you are not hosting your own Gmail server or email server in your infra. Google is hosting it and you are simply accessing it through your browser as a client. So it's an example of software as a service. With that, the correct answer is option A. Next question, operating system is an example of software as a service or platform as a service or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is option B, platform as a service. Let's see the reason. We already know server, storage, network, and virtualized environment forms in infrastructure as a service. Over and above the infrastructure as a service, we have the operating system. So it is part of PaaS, that is platform as a service. That is, using operating system, a user can build their application, and so OS comes under platform as a service category. With that, the right answer for this question is option B. Next come, frameworks are an example of software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is option B, platform as a service. Like we have seen in the previous question related to operating system, a user can build their application using the frameworks. And so frameworks comes under platform as a service. Frameworks just over and above the infrastructure as a service. So it is a PaaS, which is the right answer. Next question, firewall is an example of software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is infrastructure as a service. Let's see the reason. Firewalls are one of the most critical security features. Most infrastructure as service providers make firewalls available to the customers, which is part and bundle of the server, network, storage, and VMs. And so it is part of infrastructure as service layer, and so C is the correct answer. Next question, accounting software is an example of software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is option A, that is software as a service. Let us see the reason for this question. Cloud enabled accounting software is designed in such a way whereby the application is hosted by a service provider. Instead of installing and maintaining software locally, this software is securely accessed through a PC or mobile device using internet browser. They also known as cloud accounting software. And so account softwares which are hosted in cloud are perfect example for software as a service. And so option A is the correct answer. Next question, Google Drive is an example of software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The correct answer for this question is option A. The reason, let's explore the reason. As we have seen OneDrive related question earlier, Google Drive allows users to connect to and use cloud based apps over the internet. In this case, users can use centrally hosted Google Drive for their business or storage needs. There is no need to install client software in user's laptop or desktop. They can access the Google Drive through browser interface. With that, the correct answer is software as a service, that is option A. Next question, databases are examples of software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. It's slightly vary between one of your previous question where we are talking about SQL databases. Okay, so here the right answer for this question is platform as a service. Let's see why we opted for option B. Database are examples of platform as a service. Let us take Azure SQL database. Azure SQL database is fully managed platform as a service database engine that handles most of the data management functions such as upgrading, patching, backups, and monitoring without user involvement. And so you can directly start using the database for your application development. With that, platform as a service is the right answer. Next question, pay per use of application software to user is called as software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is software as a service. Let's see why we opted for option A as an answer. Pay per use applications are centrally hosted and a customer can subscribe them for their business need. In turn, customer need to pay software vendor on pay per use or pay per license. There is no special software need to be installed in customer laptop or in desktop. All software updates, maintenance, upgrades are taken care by the software vendor. And so the role of customer is to do initial configuration, providing access to their own team and to maintain the data whatever they put in inside as part of the software. And so pay per use application or software comes under software as a service. And so option A is the correct answer. Office 365 is an example of software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is option A. As seen in the previous question, option 365 is a type of pay per use or pay per license model. And so it is a type of software as a service model. And so the option A is correct. Next, CRM or customer relationship management is an example of software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is option A. Let's see the reason for the answer. All customer relationship management applications or software which are hosted in the cloud comes under pay per use or pay per license model. There is no special software required at the customer side. Say for example, in this case, there is no client version of CRM need to be installed on the customer laptop. They just can access a CRM solution using the internet browsers, and so it is an example of software as a service. Next question, you can develop an application using software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. Note down, it is just a question of quickly developing an application using which of this model. The right answer for this question is option B, that is platform as a service. Let's see the reason for the answer. To develop an application from ground up, you first need the infrastructure as a service. That is, you need servers, storage, network, and VMs first. Second, you need an operating system, then framework, and a set of runtime libraries. Put together, platform as a service is used for quickly developing an application and deploying it. And so, option B is the right answer. Next question, option SharePoint Online is an example of software as a service, platform as a service, or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is option A. Let's see the reason why we selected the option A. SharePoint Online is centrally installed and the customer can access it based on access permission using their internet browsers. Customers are charged based upon their usage or based upon the number of licenses they consume. So it is an example of software as a service, and so option A is the correct answer. Next question, Salesforce is an example of software as a service or platform as a service or infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is option A, that is software as a service. Like SharePoint and Microsoft Office 365, cloud enabled Salesforce is accessible using internet browser. A customer can access the Salesforce using the browsers, and there is no local software is required in their laptop or desktop. Customer used to pay the license cost based upon their usage, and so it is an example of software as a service. Option A is correct. The next question is, Google Docs is an example of software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. The right answer for this question is option A, that is software as a service. Let us see the reason for selecting this answer. Like SharePoint, Office 365, and Salesforce, Google Docs is centralized service hosted by Google, and they make it available for all Gmail users. It's free, and there is no special software is required to access the Google Docs other than the Internet Explorer. With that, option A is the correct answer. With that, let me conclude this video. Thank you very much for your time and support. I hope this video is helpful to you for your interview as well as examination preparation. And if you like the video, subscribe, ring the bell, and then like it. You will get an update on my next video if you do so. This is not the end of the series of videos, whatever we are going to see under this question, answer, and explanations. So we will be continue our session tomorrow under the same topic, that is on cloud type. Till then, stay tuned, stay safe, and bye.